Hi, my name is Jody Cabanillas, and I am your student Spanish teacher. I teach Spanish 1, 2, 3, and 4, and I've been teaching at Erie for 11 years. This is my 11th year. A little bit about myself before we get into the class information. I've been teaching for a total of 18 years. I earned my bachelor's degree in international trade and relations here in Colorado. I moved to Los Angeles, where I worked for a Fortune 500 company for several years, and then I decided to go back to grad school and get my master's in education when I became a social studies teacher in Los Angeles. And then I eventually got recruited into teaching some Spanish, which I love. One of my goals with teaching Spanish is to cover culture and global awareness and just pique students' interests in the broader world and things around them, and hopefully inspire in them a desire to learn a language and the benefits of that skill. My family and I, we love to travel. We have 2 daughters. All of us are Spanish speakers. My husband's actually a native Spanish speaker. So that has actually really benefited us as a family that travels. And we have 2 kitties who keep us very entertained and busy. Couple of logistics with the class that I think are important for you to know. The first is Schoology. That is our learning management system, and that is where your student should start every single day. When they go to Schoology, they will see the daily agenda, they will see assignments, they will see due dates for the assignments, and many of their assignments will need to be submitted through Schoology. Additionally, I include any resources. So if I have notes or videos or anything supplemental to help support your students' learning, it will be linked in Schoology. Schoology keeps a grade book, and the grade book is where it'll show up that they have completed assignments. That grade book is not actual or factual for what their grade is in the class. There's things that get submitted into Schoology that are just class participation or an activity, but it's just easier to assign it into Schoology so I can see how they did on it, but it's not necessarily going to be factored into their semester grade. There are assignments from Schoology that will be part of their semester grade, but the grade book that Schoology is tracking and keeping as their grade is not their actual grade. So I just would like you to keep that in mind. The other 2 platforms that we are using this year in Spanish, the first one is VHL, or Vista Higher Learning. This is the Spanish department's digital curriculum. This houses our textbook. It has lots of digital activities that will be assigned to your student, videos, tutorials, audio practices, speaking practices. So VHL is something you'll see me reference in Schoology, and I'll say, hey, you have 9 VHL activities, and Vista Higher Learning is where they are going to go to do them. They have an account. We have set those up. VHL also has a grade book that is not your student's grade. So if you go into VHL and see that they have a semester average of 73%, that is not factual. I do take work from VHL and use it as part of their semester grade, but VHL is not an accurate representation of what their grade is, because some assignments are in Schoology and some will be in VHL. As I said, they can access their digital textbook from VHL. So if you ever see an assignment in Schoology that says textbook pages, VHL is where they will go to get to that textbook. I also will include textbook page numbers in Schoology or in an assignment to let students know where they can go look in the book for extra support. There's some really good notes and explanations in the textbook, and I will put those into Schoology as well, just so they know where to go look in the book if they need some supplemental information. The final digital platform we're using this year in Spanish is Infinite Campus. This is where your student's actual grade will be. So if you want to know how they're doing in the class, it is in Infinite Campus. This is also where we keep attendance, and the big thing is that's the grade. So if you're wondering how your student is doing, Infinite Campus is where you need to take a look at. Spanish has some pathways. At Erie High School, we have Spanish 1 all the way up through AP Spanish. We are also part of the state of Colorado's biliteracy seal, which is something students can earn by completing Spanish 4 or AP and also earning a certain score on the language section of the SAT. So if the student gets a high enough score in the language section of the English language arts section of the SAT and completes Spanish 4 or AP Spanish, when they graduate, they will earn from the state of Colorado the biliteracy seal. It's a cord at graduation. Colleges are looking for it, so that's kind of a bonus with pursuing foreign language. And this would be true for any language, but it has to be level 4 or above. Spanish is not a requirement for high school graduation. However, many schools require it for college applications. What most schools require is a successful completion of level 2. So many schools in the state, if your student has completed level 2, they have met the requirement to apply to that school. They do not have to have 2 years. If you have a freshman who can come in and successfully complete Spanish 2 or Spanish 3 their freshman year, they've met that requirement. They need to complete level 2. A few schools like CU require level 3 completion. So it's worth watching the schools your child or your student is interested in to know what the language requirements will be for college application. And those can change year to year. So I recommend kind of keeping up on it just so you know what your child might need when it's time to apply for colleges. Again, though, Spanish is not required, or foreign language is not required for high school graduation. I'm also a big proponent of language acquisition just for life skills, communication, job opportunities. I always tell my students, ironically, I have never received a job outside of college. Since I've graduated from college, every job I've had, I have gotten because I speak Spanish. So it's definitely a marketable skill. So that's like the ultimate goal with learning a language. We are an academic program, which means we are pacing kids to be set up if they are continuing studying Spanish at the college level. So we are very academic, but at the same time, we do like to bring in like what are the world implications, or culturally, what kind of impact, interrelational components, and just thinking like as a global citizen and language learning, how that can assist with that. I am a firm believer in communication. If you have questions or if you have things I need to know, please don't hesitate to reach out and talk with me. I also am a big proponent of students self-advocating and communicating with the teachers as well. My email address is here. Email is probably the best way to get a hold of me. My WebEx is available here as well. And if we set a meeting, we can meet through my WebEx room. And then I also have a Calendly, which you can set an appointment during my office hours if we need to schedule the time that way. I look forward to working with you and your student. Please don't hesitate to contact me with questions. I hope to have a great year. Thank you.